Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we're going to listen to people that tell pastors that they don't believe in God. Let's see.
They believe, right? But it's like that doesn't mean that we can't live the same way.
Hey there, I'm Erica Campbell. I'm a singer, a songwriter, I'm a mom, a wife, and all around cool chick. So today I'm sitting down with people from different ends of the faith spectrum. We're just going to have a healthy conversation. Can't wait to get into it. I'm really excited.
My name is Josh, and I am a former Christian.
Hi, I'm Emily, and I identify as an atheist.
My name is Nina, and I identify as agnostic.
I don't think she'll be able to in any way convert me suddenly back.
I'd be lying if I said I wasn't nervous. Like, I hope I don't say anything to offend her.
Hey,
Hey there.
I'm Josh.
I'm Erica.
I'm Emily.
Erica.
So nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Hey.
Hi.
Nice to meet you.
And Nina?
Yes, I'm Nina.
Erica. Nice to meet you.
So I'm a Christian. How would you identify?
Atheist.
Atheist.
According to Psalm 14 and 53, the man who said there is no God is corrupted, is a liar, and never does good. That person never does good. So let's go back into Genesis. In the beginning, God created heaven and earth. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was all over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of God was hovering over the water. That's just the first beginning, because this man say he's an atheist. He doesn't believe in God. Okay, let's continue. In verse 6, God said, "Let there be a vault between the water to separate the water from the water." So God made the vault and separate the water under the vault from the water above it. So basically there was water on the ground, water in heaven. So God separated the water from the heaven from the water from the ground. So this is why we have the river. Let's go into creation. Since we want to go, since people think God doesn't exist, let's go into how you were created, how Adam and Eve was created. Then God said, "Let make mankind in our image, in our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea, and the bird in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animal, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." So God created mankind in his own image. In the image of God, he created them, you and I. Male and female, he created them again. John 1 verse 1. In the beginning was the Word. The Word was with God. The Word was God. So when God speak, everything come to life. When God speak, we as human come to life.
So do you believe that there's no God, or there's something out there and you don't know what it is?
Nothing.
Nothing.
I identify as an atheist.
If like agnosticism and atheism is like a spectrum, I'm like somewhere in it.
I think that when we die, it's lights out, and that's the blissful end to all of it.
Let me ask you a question.
When someone die, the Bible say, "Then shall the dust return to the ground as it was. The spirit shall return to God who gave it." In other words, when a person dies, he or her spirit goes back to God. The body returns to dust. The soul of that person is no longer exists. Jesus said unto her, "I am the resurrection the light. He that believe in me, though were die, yet shall he live. Jesus also said, whoever was not found written in the book of life was cast into the lake of fire. So basically, when you don't believe in God, you don't even think of the existence of God. And then you actually have people, pastors, prophet that God put in your path to speak to you, and you still don't believe in God. And no one could change you. Knowing that Jesus died for your sin. And the word of God is life.
Our minds kind of exist, not the human, not the tangible.
I don't think that exists either.
You don't?
I don't. I think that everything that exists is what exists right here, right now, in this moment, in your body.
I was raised in the Catholic.
Everything that exists right now in you, in the spirit, in your body. Who made all those things to be in existence? God did, with his word. That's the reason why he said, in the beginning was the word. The word was with God, the word was God. Let's go, people.
It's like a little story. Culturally, we're Hindu. Personally,
Adam and Eve is not a story. Some people think Adam and Eve is a made-up story. It's not. This is how we were brought into life. This is how we were come into an existence. A female cannot carry babies if God does not allow us. God is a spirit. This is why he said, worship me in the spirit. This is the reason why God gives you free will to make your own decision. You can choose to be in the book of life, or you could choose to be cast into the lake of fire. It's your choice. No one else. No one should force you to see that God exists or God died for your sin.
so I feel like my moral compass
It's good.
I hope so. I'm working on
The
it.
core of Mormon belief is the Holy Bible, the King James Version specifically. Every time I read something, what I saw was a twist for human gain.
I know all the same stories and I had the very same questions.
If every time you read the Bible was a twist for human gain, it's because you didn't ask God for knowledge, for understanding. The Bible says, trust in the Lord with all their heart. Do not lean unto your own understanding. In all their way, acknowledge him. He shall direct your path. When you do not know something, ask God for guidance. There's nothing in the Bible is about human gain. The Bible is about teaching you about your own life, how to love, respect one another, how to live among each other.
God, what would that look like to you?
I feel like if there was a God, I think it would be something like kind of unimaginable that I couldn't like process as a human being.
Do you believe in?
Yes, God is not something that you can process. Because if you were able to see God, you would die. God is a light. Even Saul, when Jesus was speaking to him, he became blind. Even though like could feel the spirit of God, but he couldn't see Jesus. Because that power that Jesus or God has, sweetie, if you see God, you will die. You will not live ever again. Because God power is strong. That's the reason why God power goes in each and every one of us. It doesn't take much for God to be inside of us. One person cannot hold the strength of God. Accelerate the strength, the power of how and who Jesus is. One thing you have to understand, no one can see God, but Jesus Christ is exactly like him. He ranks higher than everything that has been made on this earth.
It is like a thing, like, please freaking talk to me, you know what I mean? And like, I haven't felt it. I haven't felt him. I haven't seen him.
Yeah.
And so that kind of for me was like, okay, like he's just dead. And that's, you know, something that I'm just kind of like, okay, like I'm just never gonna see him again. He's still, you know, with me every day, and I think about him every single day. But it's like I just, you know, I was open for it, and I still am. Like if something were to happen or whatever. But like, you know, me thinking about him every day and remembering him and everything that I do, it's like I feel like that for me is like enough. You know.
Every time I look at any form of organized,
Your brother passed away and you try every kind of way to see him. Why don't you ask God for guidance and direction? But, well, you don't believe in God. You don't believe in his existence. God says that if you come to him, if you come to God and say, God, please show yourself, he's not going to show you like a human being. He's going to talk to you in a spiritual way. And that's how God is. He's going to give you clues. He's going to give you parables. He's going to show you different ways. But and then he's going to give you meaning. If you still don't understand, ask God to send someone to speak to you. He will send someone that will go over the same subject, the same topic that he has shown you in your vision.
I look at a world with no religion. You suddenly, everyone has to own up to just what they are and who they are. They can no longer hide behind and say, well, I won't bake a cake for these gay couple because my religion says that I don't have to. You can't hide behind that.
There's always going to be conflict in religion because religion is man-made. You know, you see these movies and there's always a devil on one shoulder and an angel. I really think that's real. I think there's always a battle for the best of us and the worst of us. If there was one question of God that you could ask if you believed in God, what would you ask?
That's a really hard one.
Is it?
Girl, ask.
And there would probably be a lot of general, just like whys.
But he cares about you, and that's what I know for sure. Yes, you. What makes you happy? What makes you sad?
I feel so small. And like the concept of a God feels so big, like I said, and I feel so small, and it seems impossible to me that anything that oversees like our whole.
God says, when you were in your mother's womb, I knew you. If you could ask God for one question, what would it be? If I had to ask God, if I had to ask God a question, thank you for allowing me to exist. Thank you for putting me in this world so I could learn different culture, understand the way people think and what make them who they are. Thank you for giving me life. I don't know what question I could ask God because everything else is created by him.
Whole world or a whole universe would have time for me.
Absolutely. I think.
Young lady, God has time for you. He has time for me. Let me tell you something. God is never far away from you. All you have to do is open your mouth and speak to him. He is closer and he is near to you and dear inside your heart than anyone you could ever imagine. Not even your mother can love you and care for you and forgive you the way God can.
That there's still a lot of questions there. You know what I mean? Even from what you said, still a lot of questions. And I think that's the best way to be, like to always ask why, the whys of the whys. Why do I feel this way? Why don't I believe? Could I believe again?
Right.
You know, what could cause me to believe again? Because clearly there's something that caused me not to believe. If I told you that I would pray for you, what would you ask me to pray for?
That's a great question. Probably not for me, but for like my family, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, just for them to be like well and good and happy.
Yeah.
From my perspective, everything you've said, you can do without any religion. And it's completely freeing for me. The most free I ever felt was the day I walked away and said, I don't have to believe in any of this stuff anymore. Because to me, God, religion, all of it, it's completely superfluous to human existence.
If you don't believe in God, if you say you feel free, it's that you turning your heart away from God. Your heart is far from God. But just remember, when Jesus comes, you have to stand in front of him for your judgment. Everything you said now, everything you telling this lady, oh, that I don't believe, the day that I walk away from religion, the day that I walk away from God, I feel free. Yeah, the devil gonna tell you you feel free. He's gonna deceive you. But the devil is not gonna judge you. You don't have to hold, the devil doesn't hold you accountable for your action. God will hold you accountable for your action. And then, from there, your faith will be revealed. You can't say, God, give me a second chance. I was deceived. A lot of people that speak, that say those things, oh, I don't believe in God. This is the reason why. Don't pray for me, pray for my family. I don't really care about myself. But once they get in front of God, first thing that come out of their mouth is that, God, I was deceived. I didn't know. Please give me a second chance. But you had your chances. Let me do it again. I can't. It's too late. I give you so much chance. Every day that you wake up in the morning, every day that you still have your 2 legs, 2 hands, 2 feet, every day that you can breathe or speak or you can see, even if you cannot speak, but in your heart, you could say, Lord, forgive my sin. I did not know what I was saying.
At all to the question.
I love hearing what you have to say. I don't think I necessarily agree with all of it.
So I believe that God knows you. He knows your name. He knows how many hairs are on your head. And beautiful hair, by the way.
Thank you.
Yeah, God knows every hair in your head. He knows your attitude. He knows the way you think. He knows if you're feisty or not because he created you that way. He knows your smile. He knows what's make you unhappy. He knows what make you sad. You cannot force anyone to believe in God. They have to believe in God on their own free will. That's the reason why God allowed them to come to this earth and make their own decision and be whatever they want. If they want to believe, they can. If they don't want to believe, they don't have to. But understand that we all will be judged in front of God. We all have to stand and say, God, I'm sorry. Some of us going to say, God, please, wait a minute.
I had to purchase mine. Nevertheless, I think he knows everything about you and wants to know more.
This has been such a great conversation, and you're such a warm, I feel really comfortable here. This has been really great.
Awesome.
It's been amazing talking to you.
Great talking to you, Emily. I will be praying for you.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.